I have to press it. It is 6 o'clock. I call this board meeting to order, special called board meeting to order. Mr. Salazar, will you lead us in the pledge?
I'd love to. Will everyone please rise for the pledge?
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. You may be seated. Ms. Castillo, can you please take roll?
Yes, Madam Chair. Ms. Sandra Garcia.
Present.
Mr. Ruben Trevino. Present. I am here. Martin Castillo. Ms. Neltesia Quintero. Not here. Mr. Ray Farias. Not here. Mr. Jesus Amaya.
Present.
Mr. Leonel Garza.
Present.
Dr. Gonzalo Salazar.
Present.
Ms. Elizabeth Neely.
Present. Thank you. Item number 4 is public comment. We did not have anybody sign up, so we'll move on to, that was 5. We'll move on to item number 6, district reports. Dr. Salazar, I'll turn it over to you.
Mrs. Garcia and members of the board, this evening we present to you the financial reports and a budget and tax calendar. I'll point out that our tax collections, we can be very grateful to our taxpayers in spite of all of the challenges they faced with the current circumstances. Our tax collections are above this year where we were at this time last year. We also want to point out that we're presenting for the first time the budget and tax calendar. This report will appear on the agenda at every meeting moving forward until we adopt the next budget. The two important dates on this agenda are August 9th and August 23rd. August 9th we'll have a budget workshop, and during the meeting we'll propose a tax rate and set the date for the required public hearing. And I misspoke. We'll have a budget workshop immediately followed by a meeting, and then we'll come back on August 23rd and hold a public hearing at the special called meeting for the adoption of the budget and setting a tax rate. Mrs. Garcia, those are all the highlights I have. Does anyone have any questions regarding those reports?
Any questions from the board? Thank you, sir. Then we'll move on to item number 7, consent agenda. There are 7 items listed on consent agenda. At this time, if anyone would like to pull an item, please let me know by raising your hand. Otherwise, I'll take a motion on consent agenda. Mr. Trevino.
Madam Chair, I move that the board approve consent agenda as written on today's agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Mr. Castillo will second. All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes unanimously. Consent agenda is approved. Item number 8, action items. The first item is to discuss and take action to award contract for Los Fresnos CISD Lopez Riggins Elementary re-roofing project, CSP number 20-21-34. Do I have a motion? Mr. Garza?
Yes, ma'am. I move that we take action to approve the contract for Los Fresnos CISD Lopez Riggins Elementary re-roofing project, CSP number 20-21-34.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second? Mr. Amaya? Is there any discussion or any questions on the project and the motion? There being no discussion, all in favor of awarding the contract, please raise your hand. The motion passes unanimously. We move on to item number 2, discuss and take action to approve revisions to the academic calendar for the 2021-2020 school year. Do I have a motion? Mr. Amaya?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the revisions to the academic calendar for the 2021-2022 school year.
Do I have a second? Mr. Garza will second. Is there any discussion? Any questions by the board? There being no discussion, all those in favor, please raise your hand. The motion passes unanimously. Third item is to discuss and take action to approve Los Fresnos CISD District of Innovation plans and authorize administration to submit the plan to TEA, Texas Education Agency. Do I have a motion? Mr. Trevino?
Madam Chair, I move that the board approve Los Fresnos CISD District of Innovation DOI plan and authorize administration to submit the plan to TEA, Texas Education Agency.
Do I have a second? Mr. Amaya will second. Is there any discussion by the board? There being no discussion, all in favor, please raise your hand. The motion passes unanimously. Item number 4, discuss and take action to approve the superintendent's personnel recommendations for the following positions for the 2020-2021 school year. There's teacher and a purchasing director. Do I have a motion? Mr. Castillo?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve superintendent's personnel recommendations for the following positions for the 2020-2021 school year. A, teachers, B, purchasing director.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second on that motion? Mr. Trevino? Is there any discussion by the board? There being no discussion, all in favor of item number 4, please raise your hand. The motion passes unanimously. Do we have the teacher or the new purchasing director here? No? Okay. At this time, we will go into closed session. That's item number 9. Pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, including but not limited to 551.071, 551.072, 551.073, 551.074, 551.076, 551.082, 551.083, 551.084. It is 6:08. It is 6:16. We're back from closed session. I'll entertain any motions on, I will consider and take possible action regarding the recommendations to take final action to non-renew term contract teacher Sylvia Spack at the end of the 2020-2021 contract period. Do I have a motion? Mr. Amaya?
Yes, Madam Chair. I move that the board take final action to approve the non-renewal of the term contract of Sylvia Spack, and I further move to authorize the superintendent to deliver written notice to Sylvia Spack of this board action as required by law.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second on that? Mr. Gotcha? Any discussion? We discussed in closed session, but if there's any further discussion, please let me know. Otherwise, all those in favor of the recommendation Mr. Maya just made, please raise your hand. The motion passes unanimously. That's all we have as far as action items. Dr. Salazar, I'm going to turn it over to you. I think you have a very special announcement.
Yes, Mrs. Garcia, members of the board, we begin this evening our announcements with a special announcement that Mr. Jesus Amaya leadership influence will extend beyond Los Fresnos. He has been elected to serve on the TASB Board of Directors, and we're very proud of him and look forward to his leadership at the state level. Also want to let you know that on Monday, May 10th at 6 p.m., we'll have a regular school board meeting here.
Madam Chair, I think he's leaving something out
What's that,
as
sir?
far as Los Fresnos extending leadership to the other parts of the state. Are you leaving something out, or do we need to do it?
A little bit. I also have the opportunity to serve at Texas Association of School Administrators as president-elect for the 21-22 school year, so I look forward to that. Thank you. On Monday, May 10th, we have the regular school board meeting here in the area of athletics. We want to tell you about the next softball game was April 13th against Weslaco. We'll be hosting the Panthers. And on the 14th, our girls will make up a game against Hannah. That game will also be here at home. And then we'll have to travel to Donna on April 16th to support our ladies softball team. Wrestling, April 15th through the 18th is a regional meet. Tennis, we have a district meet at Hannah. And track, April 15th, area meet at PSJA. And we're getting phone calls from parents about issues on the buses and at schools. It's starting to feel more like school. So want to thank you all for your support. And parents still have had the option to keep their kids at home. But we did make an attempt to jumpstart in-person attendance for those kids who are not thriving in this environment. And we haven't had issues. Monday should be a big day. We'll see how many more return.
Good. It'll be exciting. The teachers will be excited. The kids will be excited. My daughter had the Florida assessment test today in class, and she said all the kids came in, and she said, well, we didn't social distance because we just couldn't keep from hugging each other. The kids really just wanted a hug from their teacher.
Florida.
Yeah. Luckily, though, they are also 100% vaccinated. They are vaccinated. They did a good job. The one thing that they did do is a good job of getting their teachers vaccinated because they kind of dragged it for a while and then they jumped on it.
And that's a good point. The last group of our teachers will receive their vaccination between 3 and 7 at a clinic tomorrow between 3 and 7. Again, our nurses have been outstanding, and we're very proud of the work they're doing. So.
Thank you, sir. That concludes the meeting. It is 6:21.
Mr. McDonough, how was our turnout for the testing? Lukewarm. the rest of the board, we're encouraging more of the online testing because 2 years from now, we're going to be, it's 2 years, we're going to be completely testing online, and so we can learn a lot